I worked here for a lot of years of my life, and I can tell you probably the last when this HALT Act started, and I could see the way the jail was going to start to change and the way the environment was changing. When I used to leave and kiss my wife every morning, I would say, I just want to come home alive. Because that's how bad it was getting. The inmates were just being just abusive towards the staff. You tell them simple rules, and they would use an expletive to tell you what to do with yourself. Like I said, they're fighting the establishment, basically. I mean, once the state and the legislators and everybody came in here and they started with the HALT Act, they basically took any sort of teeth or any sort of anything out of the disciplinary system. So basically, you are said you're going to be put in a solitary confinement, which we all know isn't really solitary confinement. There's more staff, half-hour rounds, daily rounds, counselors, sergeants, lieutenants, captains, superintendents making rounds 24/7. OMH, 24/7. So they stay there 15 days and they go to a different floor and then rewarded with a tablet. They can communicate with their families constantly. The drug problem in here is rampant. Every weekend, ambulances are lining up out here for overdoses for inmates. It's just crazy. Something's got to stop. These guys are up against it. Like I said, I was lucky. I got out a year ago and survived, you know what I mean? But I'm here to tell you, my last 5 years, I would say all I want to do is get out of here alive. So I started in 1986. There was a strike in 79, as you guys might be aware of. And the guy said that striking really wasn't a good idea and it has to be a last resort because you're on a lose-lose end of the spectrum. Okay, these boys are going to be punished 2-for-1 for every day they're out. But you know what? I think it's worth it to them to lose the money and then rather than lose their lives or not come home to their families. So to get to this point, it's pretty big. I've had some incidents in my career, yes, not always so well. I was exposed to tuberculosis. I had feces thrown on me. I was stabbed. Did multiple things in the prison. Obviously, it's crazy in there. It's hours of boredom and seconds of terror is what I can tell you. So, you know, guys are sitting there and you're going through your normal day and then all of a sudden 2 inmates start getting into it and then it turns into more and more and more. You never know what you're going to run into. We all know you take the bad people off the street. And once you get them here, we say we want to keep them incarcerated and we want to teach them and possibly bring them back into society. In order to do that, you need to teach these guys skills. I'm not going to lie to you. You can't just warehouse an inmate and keep them in a yard and keep them in a basketball court and keep them in a gym. You just can't do it. You got to teach these guys something so they can become productive citizens when they get out. Take the medium jails and make them an honor type thing. If you really want to turn your life around, we'll put you in a medium and we'll teach you a skill. If you're going to be a knucklehead and you want to be a knucklehead, you have to have some prisons that are still going to be run like a prison with disciplinary sanctions of some sort. And that's it in a nutshell.